and lovers. It's your girl Tank here on Tank Talks. I know y'all missed me last week. You know how I know? Because when I be in these streets, Nikki, I'm talking to Nikki, y'all. I'm gonna introduce her in a minute, but she's sitting right here, so I have to address her. So when you're out, like I was out. And people were like, "What? You didn't come on? Are you coming on tonight?" And I was like, "No, next Monday." It was a holiday, and I love the outpour of support. When I see people, they're like, "Can you tell me again how to find it?" Y'all, I'm going to upload. I have the YouTube channel already created. I am just fucking procrastinating. I'm going to get everything uploaded for those people who aren't on social media, because I get a lot of people asking me about the link to the podcast. So I'm going to get it uploaded. The channel's already created. So I'm just happy to be here. I'm so happy to be here. It is Monday. We got a whole bunch of catching up to do. A whole bunch of catching up. Like, we have missed a few days. We've had so many days go on. Like, so many freaking days that I can't even remember like where to start. Like, for one, it's still Black History Month. Okay, let's give it up for that. It's still Black History Month. We have what? Today's the 27th.
One more day.
We have one more. I was gonna say we got 3. Don't y'all look for February the 30th. So we have one more day, and this month is over. I think it has been a great month. I don't know. How's your month been, Nikki?
It's been good.
It's been good. It's been a great month. It was short. You know, we don't get no discount on rent or none of shit like that. So we have to pay all the bills for the whole. It's still a whole month, y'all. You don't get shortage on paying the bills. So it's been a great month. There have been a lot of Black History celebrations and stuff go on. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to make a lot of them this year. I'm so excited though that everything is really inclusive nowadays. I'm excited about all of the content that I see that's coming out and that's related to Black history. I'm excited about the outpour of people that are pouring into or giving into the thought of celebrating Black History Month, because there were so many things that happened when the month, it was originally, I think we started out with a week, and then they eventually went to Black History Month. I talked about that at the beginning of the month, but it's been a great month, y'all. I'm super excited. So we got a lot of catching up to do. Along with Black History Month, we missed Fat Tuesday. Okay, we missed Fat Tuesday, and because we missed Fat Tuesday, happy Fat Ass Tuesday, y'all. So let's not forget that Fat Tuesday fell on Taco Tuesday. So that's gonna happen every year going forward, y'all. We have to remember that. So yes, I'll be drinking hurricanes and eating tacos. I don't give a shit what y'all say, and I can eat my mud bugs for a few more weeks during crawfish season. Yeah. So do you eat crawfish?
No.
Okay. All right. She's from the Midwest. She's from the Midwest. We're going to talk about her in a minute, where she's from, what her flavor is. We're going to get to that in a minute, y'all. But happy Fat Tuesday, y'all. Mardi Gras, saw a lot of y'all kicking it. You know, I haven't been to Mardi Gras in so long. I am planning on going to Essence this year. And I don't know about Mardi Gras next year, but I will be making a Mardi Gras soon, because I absolutely love New Orleans. I think I was born to live there. I think I'm supposed to be from New Orleans. I'm telling you. The only thing I'm missing is the accent. I think I'm a little Cajun. Okay. I'm Blaxican, I'm Cajun, I'm a lot of stuff. But I'm so super excited about Mardi Gras coming up. What else are we celebrate? Okay, so today, y'all. So y'all should pull up the list of holidays, of national days. Pull up the list on Google, whatever. You're gonna get a whole damn list. Almost every day now is filled with something. If not every 1 or 2 days is filled with a date they've created. People are complaining, people just, they go along with anything. I think it's cool. Like, what the hell else do we have to do but to celebrate life? And if you want to add a title to what day it is, do that. If you don't partake, it's okay. But something's gonna come around, you're gonna want it to be your day. National Assholes Day. You know, you're gonna have all kind of gays, National, Side Piece Day, National. It's gonna be all kind of days. Trust me, that's gonna be a category for everybody. So y'all just hold on. Y'all day is coming. You know, it was National Cigar Day today. So for all of you cigar smokers out there, I know that a lot of you are already blowing it in the wind right now because y'all been catching patios around the city. So to all the cigar smokers, happy National Cigar Day. Both Mz Nik and I are partakers. So we love, there I am with a little sexiness and a stick, Miss Nikki, baby, she be doing her thing, honey. I had to ask this lady, can you send me a pic of you with some cigars? Little did I know I was going to get a whole photo album, but look at my girl though. She don't play no games. I love her to death. She's so sexy. It is so awesome that we can have a culture of women that are also a part of the cigar cult, that's also a part of that rave, because I don't think it's so inclusive of everybody that I love the culture. You know what I'm saying? I think somebody said to me one time, oh, you're part of the cigar culture. Oh, yeah. I was like, honey, look, you go to church, you still gonna get It doesn't matter what you're a part of, what you partake in, just because of a reputation means nothing. It's all about the influence. It's about the networking. You and I both know about that. It's about, the culture, the fun. It's what you make it. And I've been smoking cigars, y'all. Oh my God, I got sick as hell when I first started. I think since when I was probably like 30, I think I started dabbling with cigars, and probably the last 5 or 6 years, I got really serious about what I liked. I like sweet cigars. I don't necessarily like flavored, but I do like some flavored, some sweet. I don't like the really bold one. So I kind of know my thing now. I'm not an aficionado or whatever right now, but I love the cigar weeks in all the cities. I can't wait to go to another one. I missed Black Smoke was just Black Smoke in Miami. We had a lot of people from Dallas that went there. That was really cool. So happy National Cigar Day to my cigar smokers out there. I know you guys I know you guys are having an amazing evening. We hope to join you soon. So this weekend, my weekend was pretty eventful. I think it was Saturday, I stayed in on Friday, I think it was. On Saturday, I actually went to a Texas Legends basketball game. And I don't know if you guys know about it's not the XFL, that's football, but the B League or the Mavs B League or whatever. I was invited to that game to hang out with my friend Holly. It was her birthday. Happy birthday, Holly. So our friend Spud Webb invited us out to that game. It was my first time going. It was a great experience, y'all. It's really, really cool. We valeted in the back, came in on the floor. Spud gave us a little love. We appreciate you, Spud. But it was a great, I think I have a video of what it kind of looks like. If you've never been now, it's a big section for kids. They got game. The Legends, I think y'all gonna have to up y'all game. I didn't see y'all playing too well. I need y'all to up y'all game a little bit, but we appreciate it. It was awesome. Did we have the video? Out after that, and then so fast forward, I hung out with my grandkids yesterday. So yeah, so that's what my weekend went like. My weekend was adventurous as usually. I rarely have a I didn't do shit kind of weekend. So anyways, we're going to take a break for a few minutes. And when we come back, we're going to talk to Mz Nik. I'm going to introduce her. A lot of you already know her, but we're going to let her formally introduce herself to those of you who don't, my amazing guest. And we're going to talk about being single at its best. Single parenting from every aspect, from every a corner that you can think of, whether it's challenges, rewards, whatever it is. Girl, we're going to get into it. So we'll be right back, y'all. We'll be right back.
It's on us to stop sexual assault.
To get in the way before it happens.
To get a friend home safe.
And to not blame the victim.
It's on us.
To look out for each other.
To
not look the other way.
It's on us to stand up.
To step in.
To take responsibility.
It's on us, all of us,
to stop sexual assault.
Learn how
right here
and take the pledge at
Okay, so if you're having
itsonus.org.
surgery or you've had surgery and you need post-op maintenance, post-op care, I've got the packages for you. You can reach me at Hourglass Body Boutique on Instagram. The link to book is there. Also, the information is on the flyer that you see on the screen. Also, good information. I will be going mobile soon in a few months. So that's going to be exciting. Something that people have been requesting. So I'm super excited about that. But we'll be right back. We're going to take a pause for the calls. You guys hang on. We'll see you in a minute. Tank here with Mz Nik. Welcome, Mz Nik. So with us right now is Nikki, Mz Nik, honey, Mz Nik at Night. If you guys have not watched her podcast, honey, you are missing it. No subject is taboo. Thanks to Mz Nik, I'm sitting in this chair across from her because I was a guest on her podcast, y'all, which is how I became part of this Power Play, TDN, this family, and I'm super excited. I'm super to have her here. What is up, baby?
Ooh, hey.
We about to chat it up today.
I
So
can't cuss on this show.
right? You can cuss, please. You better.
I'm still trying to keep
You
it.
better look. We ain't saying our mouths are so potty, but what we're saying is that I need to give you this disclaimer. So none of what you hear it on Tank Talks, the views of Mz Nik nor mine are those that you feel like you should merit, or they're not the views of everybody. So make sure you understand we're talking real life shit. These are our opinions, our thoughts. We're sharing them with you. We appreciate your openness. We appreciate your support. So y'all just enjoy. Don't be out there critiquing us and shit, because we really don't care. Okay. So Mz Nik, what's up with you, girl? Tell the people who you are, where you're from, how long you've been here. Like, she gonna do all that. Watch. And what you do? What do you do?
Okay, so I am Mz Nik. I am the host of Nik at Night Podcast. I am originally from Chicago. I've been doing Mz Nik, Nik at Night for 2.5 years.
2.5 years. Oh my
Go by
God.
so fast.
Oh my God.
And like, even when I'm thinking about topics, it's like, well, did we talk about that? And it's funny because have not run out of shit.
Exactly.
To talk about.
There's plenty of shit to talk about.
We have not
There's
run
plenty.
out of shit
I
to
was
talk
talking
about.
to somebody the other day. They're like, "How do you come up with your?" I was like, "How do you wake up every day?"
A plethora of
Like of
talk,
shit to
especially
talk
when you
about.
talking
Like
real talk.
it happened. So
because life.
yes, it be
baby.
It be lifing. Life be lifing, right?
So so I'm originally from Chicago. I have actually been here. This will be 20 years in July.
So we have adopted you.
Yes.
Us Texans,
Yes.
you know, because I know
Yes.
I'm a unicorn. You know, a few of us are unicorns. You know, they every time I meet somebody either from the Midwest or anywhere else, they be like, "You're a unicorn."
You're like an honorary
Because
Chicago.
people, exactly, honey. I got a little Midwest in my blood. Let me tell you, y'all just don't know. So you've been here for over 20 years, and are you a single mother?
Yes.
Okay.
My son is 26 now, though.
Your son is 26. So you
and
have
he
a
was
young adult,
6.
as do I. My son is 33.
Yeah.
So let's just talk about, you know, being a single parent, being a mother, first of all, because I think that's one of the things that or a father, because we have, but we're going to speak from our perspective. We do have some stuff that we're going to talk about later so you guys can see. So being a single mother for me, it just happened from the beginning. I had my son at 17. After my son was like 11 years old. Some people who know me know this story. So a lot of people, I'm very transparent with who I am. Some of the stuff people already know, some people don't. So for those of you who do, my son's father was murdered when he was 11 months old. My son didn't really know his dad. So we had to rely on my family, the men in my family, to help guide him. They did a great job. They have their own families and their own children, but having to become, not by choice, not to have, not that he and I would have gotten married, but to be forced to have to fend for yourself with a child without the support or the presence of the other parent. And in my case, it was the father. Okay. So my son never knew his dad. And that, to me, that really made me feel a ways. Like for a long time, I was like, I'm not having any more kids because I don't want to be left to take care of children alone. It's very hard. My family was very supportive, but to have to go through that at a young age, you know, it was traumatic for me, having to try to explain to my son that his dad is in heaven, you know, worrying about him grasping that idea of not having that manly figure around as he becomes a young man. It's a lot. It's a fucking lot. Like it's a lot. And people don't understand that having to fend for another human being, let alone yourself, that's a lot of work. So as a single mom, have you ever been married?
No.
Never
been married.
So you and your son, it's always been just you guys. So tell us your story.
So when we moved here, so he was 6 years old.
Oh, wow. Yeah, because it's been 20 years.
And I didn't know anybody in Dallas.
Oh,
well,
wow.
I take that back. I knew 2 people. My job moved me here. So I knew the 2 other ladies who moved here
as well.
And I didn't know them that well. Right. We just all kind of gravitated to each other because none of us knew anybody here. So we kind of became a family. But he was 6 years old. My mother was living in Houston. So like when they were out for Thanksgiving for the week.
So you did have some local kind of Texas help.
Yeah, but
for the most part, it was just you and him.
And raising a boy, right? And then people, you need a man, he need a man around. Okay, who?
Who? Can you please call him? Like, I don't, what's the number?
And like, any man just can't come.
Can't step up. Exactly. Right? Because you just don't want to. And see, that's one of the challenges, being a single mother. And we're going to talk about this later too, you know, dating and allowing people to be a part of your kids' lives. You know, what kind of morals and ethics do they have? How long are they going to stick around? You know, there's just so many aspects to being a single mother or a single father. So, yeah, it was hard for me. It was hard for me, which is now one of the reasons why I, have a nonprofit where I focus on mentoring young women and single mothers, because I know as one, I went through, when I tell you, I don't look like what I've been through.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And I
yeah.
didn't have a very hard life.
Yeah.
I just made some decisions that could have like really impacted me in a bad way. But being smart enough to see that this world is so huge and there's so much opportunity that I didn't let it get me down. And I think that's what happens. Like a lot of people are faced with being depressed or feeling like they're alone as a single parent, like single mothers. We have to do so much. Like we're not trying to be the daddies. You know, I never once said to my son, "Oh, it's Happy Father's Day to me."
Yeah, no.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
We can't wear that hat. We can teach them life lessons. We can even do our best to teach them how to treat women. Yep. That's all we can do is teach them that. We can't teach them how to be men. And I don't care what people say. I don't want to be I don't want you telling me Happy Father's Day because I will never take the place of that. I am not a man.
I am mommy.
I mean, how do you feel about that? Like
I'm the same way. I am the exact same way. And your son's father was taken, right? My son's father just chose not to step up. But even though he chose not to step up, I never shitted on him.
Exactly.
Because I never wanted my son to grow up
exactly because of something that you said. Exactly.
So I did try to overextend. And I just never talked bad on his dad.
Yeah.
Like I just never did. Like I would remind him to call him on Father's Day.
Yeah.
I would remind
it's still
him
his dad
him on his birthday because that's still his father. You know what I mean?
And that's so admirable of you.
Yeah, but then let me tell you, Jesus. When I tell you that man, I had to pray, y'all. I had to pray. I swear to God, that was my test from the Lord on forgiveness, and it was a rough one.
Yeah.
Because I could not.
Yeah, but look at you on the other side now. Hallelujah.
When we was on the phone, he was in high school, and I said, "Ooh, I have really matured."
Yes.
I guess I passed this test but I never let my son see that.
And that's super, super important that we try to set the standard for them because we want them to be a certain type of human.
Exactly.
I was looking at Tabitha Brown in a clip today, and she was just talking about, once we start talking about what type of show we're going to get, we're going to do for that week, all of a sudden to me, everything that I'm thinking about pops up. I'll see a reel, I'll see a video clip, I'll see a commercial, I'll hear a song pertaining to that. So I saw a clip that Tabitha Brown, and she was like, we want our children to be the best them they can be. And I think some people get it wrong. Raising children, for those of us who have done it, kudos to you. If you're auntie and uncle, you don't have kids, you have dogs, kudos to you. But raising a child is a little bit different. And we only want them to be good humans. We want them to become their own humans. You know what I'm saying? We don't want them to be like us, really. I have a son.
Yeah. Exactly.
We're both Tauruses, but I want him to be the best him he could be. I don't want him to be better because I want him to be better. I want him to be better because that's who he wants to become. Yeah. If that makes sense. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So all we can do is wish that they were, better, be their own humans. Like, do what makes your life good. Don't become a doctor because I'm a doctor. Don't be an entrepreneur because I'm an entrepreneur. Now, granted, I have been trying to push my son to be an entrepreneur because that's what he is. But I've been just trying to curb his enthusiasm to become a boss to where he's the owner and work his way up to that. But that's another show. So no, I'm not trying to force him to be something that he's not. He's already doing that. It's just a matter of whether he wants it. I can't want it. Work better for him than he wants it. You know what I'm saying?
That's one thing I used to explain to my son, especially right before he graduated from high school. And I'm like, it's the reason God gave you parents. I have watched you grow up. I know your interests. I know what you are just naturally good at. I know your gifts, right? And so this is what I think you should do. This is what I think you should go into as far as a career. But I cannot dictate to you what to do.
These are my suggestions.
So sometimes you just have to plant that seed, let it go,
and see if it's going to grow.
And then and before you know it, it's like, you know what I was thinking? Like, really?
But you're
Now,
getting
what you need me
it.
to do to help you get
To
there?
help you get there. And that's
Exactly.
what we want to do as mothers, as fathers, as parents, as single parents, mainly because that's what we're talking about today. Because we don't have a second party that we get to go to and discuss and bounce things off of. We have to, sometimes it's do or die with our decision making on how we pour into our children or pour into those people that we're responsible for. You know, because some of them are the nieces and nephews, some of them are the grandchildren that people are raising. And the rules still apply. So I just think that the way we push our children is super important. You know, I'm never going to give up trying to encourage my son to be the best at anything. If it's learning, because I'm never going to talk to him about anything I haven't experienced. And I think that's a totally different, like, you have to know, like, if I speak to you about something, and I think children need to understand that, it's because I've gone through it, I've experienced it, and this is what the outcome was. I have the t-shirt to prove it. You know what I'm saying? So I think us trying to pour into our children that way is productive. Everybody has their own system. For me, it's kind of the way it was done with me and tweaked, because I wasn't raised traditionally. I was raised by my great grandparents and uncles and aunts and family. So I wasn't raised by my mom and dad. So it truly was a village. Like, I had to be interchangeable. I had to learn to adapt to different households, because sometimes, you know, for a long period of time, I may be one place, and then for a long period of time, I may be another place, but I wouldn't change it for the world, because I'm cultured the way that I am, and I'm able to adapt to change really well. But I think that we have to make sure we're intentional when it comes to doing that. So tell me, like, rewards, when it comes to the rewards of being a mother. You're not a single mother doing it by yourself by choice, but what do you find really rewarding about you and your son's relationship, or the way that you have reared him and what you've done?
Just the relationship that we have, period. I've always been 100, right? And my mother was like that. So I am the same way. Like, I always kept it 100 with him. And so he talks to me even today about anything, like anything.
I love
and
that.
Like I explained to him, I love you more than anything. So
Yeah.
I'm never going to intentionally steer you wrong.
In the
You know
wrong
what I mean?
direction. Exactly.
And you know me, if I don't know,
I'm gonna
research,
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
find out.
and
Yes.
I am going to point you in the right direction.
Right.
I'm never gonna steer you wrong.
Yes.
And so even when, you know, as a teenager, when he would do things that he know he ain't got no business doing, he's still like, oh, mama, now what I need to do. But I was the same way with my mother. You know what I mean?
So you see how it's going.
The relationship itself, period. Like, there's nothing that could come between me and my
I
son.
love it.
Nothing.
I absolutely love it. Like I absolutely love it. And I have to say that I admire that. And I love that for you, because that's something, me and my son's relationship is not there.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Just being transparent.
Yeah.
It's not there. And you have to be able to know that. I have a truly adult son. He's 33 and has 5 children. And I love all of my grandchildren to death. And so does he. He does a great job. But as a parent trying to pour into an adult child, because to me it's still an adult child. I know it sounds weird, adult child, right? How the fuck we say adult and then child to a young adult, you know, is really different. You know what I'm saying? And those of us with adult children, you know what I'm saying? Like, not everybody has that relationship, and that's what we long for. And I try to surround my people who do have those type of relationships with their children, so that energy is transferred, and that just like you surround the people with the type of people you want to be.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So with our relationship, I want it to be strengthened. I want it to be better. I want him to have a better sense of the bond that a mother and a child should have, especially I picture it a certain way. I picture it. Okay, here's how I picture it, right? My son's a barber. He's my barber. What up, the great Jamal? Y'all follow my boy on Facebook, the great Jamal. He's the coldest barber in the city. Y'all follow him, support him, let him see that he needs to have his own fucking shop, because that's what he needs to be doing.
Money in there.
Exactly.
I know that industry, so
exactly. Yeah. So what up? Bear, but on Facebook he's the Great Great Jamal. Y'all follow my boy. I will tag him. But I want that in us. I want it to be the way I picture it is me and him against the world. Like there is no reason that we should not be in a space where we're super, super tight, super close. I don't want to be your friend, but it's just us. And realistically, we are all we have. I've never been married, hopefully, and not hopefully, I will be when God sends me my person. But for now, he's not going to take the place of a husband, but our relationship should be really, really strong. Yeah. And it's just not there. And I know that God is going to replenish that. I know he's going to provide that. But what you have is what a lot of us single parents, whether we're boy moms, girl moms, or both, we want that. And that is truly a blessing. And that's something that you definitely should know that is a jewel, to have that relationship. And I know it means a lot to you. So tell me about your son. What can you say about your son? Like
I tell people this all the time. I'm like, he is just overall a good person.
That's awesome.
So like I am praying so hard that God sends him a good woman because he's gonna be a great man. You know what I mean? And he was in a relationship, he was in the Navy for 6 years.
Oh wow, yeah.
And he was in a relationship with the chick.
It is what it is. Look, it is what it is.
So when they broke up, it was like, I hate to see him heartbroken. Yeah. But I am glad.
But it's not the first. It won't be the last. Exactly.
And I just used to tell him, listen, just promise me this. Don't get married and don't make no babies. Speaking of that relationship.
Right.
I support whatever you do, right? You say, okay, this is what you're doing. I support that. But just do me this one favor.
Right.
Not right now.
Not right now. Just don't do it right now. Hold off. Just hold off. Yeah, just hold off. Hold off a little bit. Like hold off a few minutes. Let get your life together. That's
baby,
good.
I don't know how I was gonna be able to do it.
Yeah. Well, everything happens for a reason.
Ooh, thank God
and although he's still young, he's got a lot of life to live. Don't be in a hurry. I try to tell these young people, quit trying to settle down so quick. Have a good time. Be respectful of each other. Yes. Your person is coming. Coming. I know at 26, I was not thinking it, girl.
But sometimes though, Tank, when I talk to him about relationships, because remember I was 27 when I moved here with him, right? And I was like, so I started, first of all, I was mama. Right?
Okay.
He was 6.
Yeah.
Ain't no babysitter, so guess what? I can't go outside.
Exactly.
Unless we in Houston or my mama come here, I can't go outside because I ain't got no babysitter, So by the time he got of age where I could go out and date and leave him at home, I had started school. So now I'm were working full time in school full time. Right. Because I'm trying to make up for lost time, get this degree.
Right.
And so all the rest of that shit was playing to the back seat because I got to do what I got to do. These are my priorities. So by the time I finished school, now he getting ready to graduate, right?
Right. So you got to start focusing on that. So you never got to a point where the situation always changed, but you stayed the same. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. You always had to make sure everything was good. You're trying to look after yourself. You're trying to educate yourself. You're trying to improve your life. I think these are the stories of a lot of single mothers and a lot of single fathers who are dealing with just juggling their life, juggling your fucking life. Like this is not a game and it's not for the faint at heart. I don't care what you say. If you are a mother or a father and you're solely raising a child or children, that you have to try to figure out everything.
And one of the things what I failed at was my life, like my social life. You know what I mean? And so
what do you mean by failed?
I didn't really have a social life because I was just poured into, I'm chasing goals.
Right.
And so part of the reason sometimes I sit back now at 47 and be like, well, shit, you should have took some time.
Right.
To date.
Yeah.
So that's what I don't want him to do. And he is sounding exactly like me right now. And I'm like,
about dating.
I'm like, I get it, but don't wait too long. Like,
right.
But it was him after my mom died that was like, I was like, well, what do I do now? Like, I've raised you, I've got my degree, because then once he left, my mom got sick. So now I'm always in Houston trying to
taking care of your mom.
And so he said, do what makes you happy. Like it's time for you to live your life, mama. And I'm like, I don't even know what the fuck that means.
What does that look like? What is that? So what
don't
is
know
it?
what
So
that
what does that look
means.
like now?
You know, I'll be outside, y'all.
outside.
I be
Okay.
outside. I be having me a good damn time.
Yeah.
So he was gone for 6 years. The first 2 years, maybe 3. Because like I said, the first year I was just depressed.
Right.
Because my best
Right.
friend was gone.
Was gone.
And it was
Right.
like I had my first anxiety attack
Oh.
when literally the day he left.
Oh,
When he got
wow.
on the bus and I'm walking back to my car and I thought I was about to die.
You couldn't
was like,
breathe. Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
oh shit, what is
Yeah.
this?
It's
So,
real. It's real.
It's very
That
real.
separation
Like, I literally
anxiety, the
was like,
separation anxiety is a real thing. For single parents have kids going to school, single parents have kids that are incarcerated,
Yes.
single parents who have kids who, are
Yes.
moving to other states, getting married, or whatever the case. Separation anxiety is real for
It's
parents
real.
and even realer for single parents, because remember,
you have been this is your
everything you've
world.
poured into.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So I totally get it.
Mhm.
That happened to me when my son went to prison.
Mhm.
So he went to prison for 3 years, and he's doing much better now,
Yeah.
making
Yeah.
better decisions. I'm thankful for his growth. But when he went to prison, it was weird for me because I still had to be attached, making
Yes.
sure you're okay, even though I knew he was alive, I knew where he was. But the fact that he wasn't free, like my thing to him was always, don't do anything to jeopardize your freedom. And then he did it, and I'm like, fuck.
But
Because we've all done something, but he got caught up and had to pay the price and paid the piper. And so it was, the separation anxiety is really real.
Very real. Like,
Especially if you only have one kid. Like we're only sons. So it's a lot different.
5 minutes alone, I'd be crying.
So let's see
Swear to
some statistics. I think we got some statistics to see about single parents in the household. So let's see what some of that says. And then we're going to talk about some stuff that people had to say on Facebook, because I always post about my topics, as we always do.
Yeah.
So about 19 million children below 18 years old live with a single parent. 19 million. 19 million. Okay, so you guys, just so you know, that information was from the 2020 Census Bureau. I actually worked on the Census Bureau, so I know a lot of this information is rather gathered well. There are a lot of things that are not reported, but think about that. 19 million children. These are households with 1, 2, 3, 4, sometimes more children in them with one parent.
I'm curious to see what that would be after COVID. Because we lost a lot of people.
We did.
COVID, so
we did. So those numbers have gone down, because that was adults and children we lost. So that's interesting. I'm gonna look at that. That's a really good point. I'm gonna look that up.
So it's so unfortunate. But I mean,
and that affected. Let's talk about that, because COVID affected people like crazy. Like the number of lives that were lost, because we can't say young, old, whatever, men, women. There were so many lives lost during that time that some people are left being single parents because of that. You understand what I'm saying?
Let's not even get into, because of that, so many people went into depression, mental issues,
and that's another thing. And that's another thing we're definitely going to talk about, the fact, the after effects of that, and just being a single parent and going into those states of depression, because I'm sure we all have done that. I'm just going to self-diagnose myself. I'm sure at some point I was battling depression while raising my son alone, because I worked 2 jobs all of his life pretty much. So I know there was stress and not being able to recognize. Then I didn't even think about depression then. I just knew I fucking had to make some money to make sure my son had a roof over his head, a decent roof. I wanted to make sure he was in a good school district. So, I was moving places, trying to make it work. I wanted him to be on the best football teams. I wanted him to be decent representative wise. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't.
working and being a single parent alone is stressful. Working one job,
because
your job is not always understanding.
Girl, I was hustling. Do you understand me? I was hustling. Okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes I want to say, nigga, did you know the things that I had to do to
Listen.
get this for you? You have no idea. And that's a true statement when it comes to things like we go above and beyond. Me saying I work 2 jobs, I say it now and say it with ease.
Yeah.
But doing it from the age 18, I started at probably age 18 working 2 jobs.
Yeah.
And I did it for very long.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just to make sure my one, and there were still times that there were challenges, there were struggles, even with that. Because if I didn't like the second job, no idea. If I didn't like the second job, I would quit and find another one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it was challenging.
Yeah,
so let's look at some of the challenges other people are facing. We had some people that actually responded to a post. So we have a few of their, statements here, and let's just look at that.
Okay.
Oh yeah. So look, relationships with Black women. So this is this is divorced, currently married, never married. Let's look at this. 13% of Black women are divorced. Widowed is 8%. Separated, they're in the gray at 4%. Currently married is 26%. Never married is 48%. Compared to all women.
Yes.
Now, we know statistically our numbers are either going to be way higher or way lower when it comes to other races. And then when you talk about us as a species, Black women, 48% compared to 31%. And you look at currently married, it was like 26% compared to 46%. So we're higher in some places and lower in others, but that's statistically how we fall as a race. You know, us brown and Black people, our statistics are going to be different, really different. Think about that. The highest number of all races, unmarried, raising children singly. The divorce rate.
And like we talk about us having boys, but let's not even go into the little girls.
Oh my God. I could never.
Need either party.
Oh my God. They need that mom or need that daddy. Yep.
You know, you have so many relationship issues because these women have daddy issues.
Yeah.
They're accepting anything because they never got the love from their dad. And so now any attention or any love that they receive from any man, they're like, okay.
They're jumping on it, right? And making it harder for us coming behind them.
I am very, 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 I don't know how to put it. Like that is something that's near and dear to my heart when it comes to little girls having their father in their life.
Yeah,
like,
it's super important.
Yeah.
They need to see, they need to see what it looks like to have a man, to respect you, first of all.
Exactly.
To treat you with respect, to love on you, to show you the courtesy, to be chivalrous with you. Look at this. A child is what you put into him. African proverb. A child is what you put into him.
Now, but here's the thing too, though. And I think this is where a lot of people kind of shoot themselves in the foot, right? I am the walking testimony of your parent can put everything into you and you can still do what the fuck you
want to do. Exactly. I agree.
And
I agree.
Because I was bad.
Yeah.
And I be like, I can't even blame nobody for that other than me. I just didn't want to do the shit, so I didn't do it. You know
I tell people all the time, and I second what you're saying. Like, I have poured so much into my child. And he's just going to do whatever the fuck he wants to do.
At the end of the day.
And I listen to people say that, when they're dealing with men, specifically since we're talking about young men. His mama didn't raise him. No, bitch. Let's be clear. This mama. I totally disagree with that statement. Now, I may say something about your mama if you fuck with me. But I'm just saying, I'm just being facetious and ugly because you was ugly to me or you hurt my feelings. Your mama didn't, but I don't really mean that literally. What I'm saying is I am a firm believer it does not matter what I've done with my son. If he chooses to treat women a certain way, that's on him. That's a learned behavior. I have poured everything I have into making him respect women, and to make him love women, and to make him see women as a partner. If he chooses to go out here and be skanky and be a fuck nigga, that's on him. Okay, it has no reflection. So don't come for me because I ain't sent for you. You know what I'm saying?
And we also have to always understand that our children have genes from other places, right? So they can take good shit either from us or from, you know what I mean? There's just certain things where my son was not raised with his father, but there are certain things that he do, and I'd be like, boy, you do that shit just like your daddy. Like, or you know, but, and I will say this, his father was deep down a good man. You know what I mean? When I say good man, I mean he had a big heart. It was a good person. Right. Let me say that, a good person. Sometimes situations change you and you start behaving in different manners or whatever. But from the core, he was a good person, you know. And when I look at my son, I see two good people in him. You know what I mean? Like he just, it's almost it's scary because it's like, Lord, please, because I'm gonna hurt somebody. I'm gonna go to jail if this bitch play with my son. I'm sorry, because he don't.
But you know it's inevitable. You know what I mean? Like but you know it's in it. Neither did we.
Facts.
As women dealing with somebody else's son. You know what I'm saying? Neither, because it's gonna be, and I love it that you feel that way because you don't exactly. But you know it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. We can only protect them so much, and I love it that you feel. She coming for y'all about her son. Y'all better be looking to see who her son is, young women. Y'all better be. Y'all don't want to mess with that one.
And then think we gonna play these games, but you can't see the baby and all this.
Yeah, because trust me, that happens, and that's another thing of having children with children.
Yes.
Oh my God, that's a whole nother show.
So yeah, because you know, that is a show.
Let me tell you,
another one
I got 5 grandkids that will take up one show for myself. Dealing with the different mothers of those children as the grandmother, y'all stay tuned. We're going to have a show.
That is a show.
We're going to have a show. Y'all believe, because that's another thing that that mothers of men, guys and girls have to deal with. We have to deal with the personalities of the people that they've chosen to have kids with. And that's a whole different, it be having my ass be like, I'm moving the fuck out of Texas. I'm not dealing with these people. I didn't have another baby. I don't give a fuck. Fuck them kids. That's how I I'm telling you, like, I'd be like, Lord, you know my heart, but I'm just here to make sure, because I'm determined to be a part of my grandkids' life. It's just the way I was raised. That's all I knew was my grandparents and my great-grandparents and my great-great-grandparents. I was very, very blessed, and I would not change it for the world. So I'm determined to provide them with some type of legacy.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I don't care if my son don't catch the fuck on. Move. Because I got some little ones behind you that need what I'm trying to give them. And hopefully one or all of them will pick that up and see. You know what I'm saying? I'm hoping that he eventually gets it too. But yeah, so that's let's see what some people had to say about their relationships. Let's see. Fran said, back when I was a single mom trying to raise Keena and DJ, while juggling corporate America, sports, teaching, guiding them in the right direction, and trying to be a role model for both of them was very challenging, but we made it by his grace. I'm so thankful for them both now. Yeah, juggling all of that. Look at that. Corporate working, sports, because how dare we not put our children in something that will keep their attention and so they can be active. What else did she say? Oh, teaching and guiding them. Yeah, teaching and guiding them. Like, here we over here. I ain't doing nothing over here, just teaching and guiding.
That's it.
That's all we doing.
And that's a 24
But we ain't outside. Y'all ain't outside. You ain't doing nothing this weekend. You so boring. What are you doing? You don't have no lights. I'm up here teaching and guiding. That's what I'm doing.
You know, one of the things that I said from the moment I became pregnant, I said, this was my job from God.
Mhm.
So this is my first priority.
That's really
if I
deep.
take care of this job that
Yeah.
God gave me, He gonna take care of the rest of it.
That's very
And
deep,
that
and
has
I love
always
that.
been.
I love
That has
that.
always been. He has always been my main concern.
I love
And
that.
shit was tough.
That comes with maturity, because I definitely
Yeah.
didn't see it that way.
Yeah,
I
for
thought
me,
he
it
was a
just-
punishment. I was 17. I had
Like,
no
what
business
the
fucking. I had no business fucking, sneaking off to school, sneaking out for schoolyard, going over there doing
Yeah.
this shit. You know, I had no business doing that. So it's amazing to hear.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
why I love sharing our perspectives,
Yes.
because I would
That
have
was
given
it.
the me now would have given anything to have had that perspective
Yeah.
then,
Yeah.
because I would have been light years ahead of myself. But I guess that was the road that I was chosen to go down.
Yeah.
And I'm thankful for that. But I love it that you saw it that
Yeah.
way, because girl, I have
But
no,
let me
I thought,
say
who the
this,
fuck, why the fuck did I open my legs? This nigga done told me this ain't his baby.
But let me
I don't know what the
recap.
fuck I'm gonna do.
Before I had my son, I had a stillborn.
Oh, okay.
Now, when I found out I was pregnant with that baby, I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah,
Right?
you
I
thought
was
it
like,
was.
this is
You're like, who, why did?
Look, I done told, don't call me, I call you. I'm pregnant, but don't call me, I call you if I need some shit. I was a bitch, right?
Mm,
And then at 5 months, I go for my ultrasound and they like, the baby heart ain't beating.
yeah.
The fuck? What happened?
And
right?
that's life changing in
That
itself.
was life changing. So when I got pregnant with my son, I spent the whole pregnant because I had never heard of stillborn.
Yeah.
Right? I was like, this happens
Yeah.
often? Like, what the fuck?
Right.
And so by the time I got pregnant with my son,
Mhm.
then my perspective was like, okay,
Oh,
God,
different about,
this is-
he
this
was
is
your
a blessing.
blessing. That I
Exactly.
love that.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
And so that may have played a part in
Yeah.
it too.
Yeah,
But
and I
it was
love it.
just like, listen, like even when I was on a job interview, it was like, listen, I have a son. And
Yeah.
I have to leave by 5 because I have
Yeah,
to pick
you
him
have
up
to pick
by
him up.
6.
You have to do something, and that comes with priorities.
Mhm.
Having my son at 17, which wasn't my choice.
Mhm, mhm,
Um,
mhm.
so when I got pregnant, I didn't tell anybody but my aunt.
Mhm.
So I thought, I think my
Mhm.
grandmother knew. I think she
Okay.
knew I was reaching over the stove or doing something.
Yeah,
And she was like, "Hey, what's going on there?" So my grandpa told me on my way out of the house that morning on a Saturday to go to the abortion clinic,
Mhm.
if you leave pregnant and come back not pregnant, you have got to go. Well, I didn't have anywhere to go.
Yeah,
So guess who
Yeah.
was having a baby?
yeah, yeah.
Because I was determined not to have that baby. I was a
Yeah.
cheerleader in high school. I was going to go to school for dance at Juilliard. Yes, I wanted to dance. For those of you who say I can't dance, fuck y'all. Yeah, I don't know. I'm
It's
a good
funny, though, but
dancer.
that was my
but
thoughts too, because I
yeah.
was like, I got shit to do.
Yeah, I was
I got a life to live. I
determined
gotta-
to get out of Dallas.
Yeah.
I wasn't like I hate Dallas. I just wanted to see the world.
Yeah.
And so I was going to go to school in New York. But I got pregnant, and then when he told me that I couldn't have the abortion, it was like, okay, well, you have the baby then, because and sure enough, when he supported me through the pregnancy. When I had my son, he passed away when my son was like 7, but they were best friends.
Okay.
Him and my son were best friends.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it was crazy.
Yeah.
So I know how it feels to I felt like I was forced to have a kid, because I could have chosen to do it and just left, but I didn't want to be away from my family. He had threatened to put me out. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Sure, he probably wouldn't have, but I don't
But
know.
you
Hell,
didn't know.
shit. I didn't know. I'm not taking no chances. Shit, I was 17.
Like, where am I go?
Yeah, where am I gonna go? Like, where am I? I've already been living every fucking where with everybody. Like, I don't want to keep going places. So I chose to have my son, and I don't regret any of it. I didn't have a bad pregnancy. It was a lonely pregnancy because I didn't communicate at all with his father. And then 11 months later, after having him, he was murdered.
Yeah.
So there wasn't a connection about the child. We didn't share any responsibility. He was a year younger than me. He wasn't very responsible at all. I can't knock him. He was a kid. I was a kid. Bless his soul. May he rest in peace. But it was just a hard situation, having to deal with that. So I vowed I'd never do it again. I didn't want to. And I said, if I didn't have
that though. Sometimes I regret it. Sometimes I do.
Oh no, I
Because
don't.
I be like, when this damn boy get
Girl,
grown
no.
and married, who gonna take care?
You can
of
go
me?
get somebody else's kids. Shit. It's okay. I got 5 grandkids. Would you like one? 2 boys and 3 girls. I'd rather you take one of the girls because I'm really close. I'm really fond of boys. I love my girls. They're awesome. All my kids are super smart, AB honor roll. They're athletic. So what would you like, honey?
Well, and then that's another thing that I keep thinking, like, hopefully, prayerfully, he will get a good wife.
Yeah.
That'll be my daughter-in-law.
Yeah, and he'll get somebody. He's gonna, trust me, if that's what he wants to do, it's gonna flow naturally. You're gonna you're gonna have another blessing. You know what I'm saying?
I fuss at him daily now. You better take care of me, damn it. I hope that I do get.
And that's another thing as single parents we have to worry about. Like we pour into our children, we're taking care of you. Definitely, we want you to take care of us. But the way it's looking, I'm gonna be living in a Motel 6. I don't know.
I'd be like, hey, you better take care of me.
I'm not here the way me and my son looking like. I don't know. What are you gonna do?
You got the grandbaby.
Oh Lord, push through, cause honey, I'm gonna be in a home real fast.
Yeah.
Okay.
But those reasons right there be because I remember when my grandmother got older and my father was like, oh, she need a girl to do
this. Like he couldn't do,
and so
that he's not able to do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm praying that he get a good wife.
But yeah, I think we had some more like a few more like statements from people, because y'all, I had people inboxing me stuff. So Dan says, not enough time in the day to do everything needed. It's like a rat race. No more villages. You're out here on your own. Whoa, that's it right there. Hard to find good, safe people to help you with your children. Definitely. Rides having to be multiple places at once for their activities. Like it's unheard of. Like robbing Peter to pay Paul. Girl, who you telling? Then no savings because Uncle Sam's take his first. Free services for the middle class. We made too much for free help, including therapy for the kids and the family, groceries, school, lunches, all of it. So Dea had a long list. She had another list too, but like this was
talk about them school lunches. Girl, when we moved to Texas and you put money on the account.
Oh yeah.
And okay, you juggling all of this, right? And you like, I know I put money on this kind of here.
Right.
Can you put
texting? Can you put the money on the account? I just put money on there.
You sit down and say, hey, what do you eat for lunch? Well, I get a lunch and then I buy so-and-so a lunch and then I get another 2 waters.
Yeah, like you're spending $10 a day. You're spending $10 a day when I'm not even spending $10 on lunch a day. Like you have to know that's whatever I put in there needs to last you the whole week. Really, it's just lunch at school. You're gonna eat at home.
Oh my God.
Like trust me, those are challenges that like none of us. So Dea said one of the first things that she said was finding time to split for all the activities and stuff. Like, man, there's no such thing.
You have to keep them in activities. I am a firm believer of that, because if you don't, they get bored and start doing other shit.
Right.
So you need to keep them active. You need to keep their mind, and you need to keep them busy.
Yeah.
But I mean, we did Little League football. Practice was 4 days a week.
Yeah. And let's not talk about football. Because those of us who are single parents who I have grandkids in sports now, so it's still expensive. It didn't go away. It just shifted people. And my son, of course, was in every sport until he got a whiff of cooch and decided he didn't want to play no more sports or something. I don't know what happened there. But being a football mom, being a basketball mom, like this stuff is hard. It's hard.
And like there were times where I would be at practice and I'm trying to study, and then I got to hear it when we get in the car. You wasn't even paying attention.
Oh, I admire my mother for being a single mom. It's ridiculously hard. It like for a kid to say that, like I know they admire what their parents do, but you have no idea. That's why I encourage them not to become single parents. You know what I'm saying?
But the thing is, nobody, not many, because some do, aspire to be a single parent.
Nobody does. Nobody signed up. There's not a list where they say parenting, single, married. Like ain't nobody gonna be in that damn line.
I just knew my baby was gonna be my husband. I wouldn't have did the shit if I didn't.
Right, exactly.
When we broke up, I was
like Are you kidding me? Yeah, like this supposed to work out a different kind of way. Shit.
So most don't, but what people have to learn is to expect the unexpected.
Mhm.
You know, it's unfortunate, but I don't know what it is. Why
Yeah.
things change once the baby comes.
There's things, I mean, it's like it's a whole new world. A whole new world. It's
Like,
a
what the
whole
fuck
new world. I'm telling
happened?
you,
I
like
hear it all
when
the time,
when the
like,
kids,
y'all were
it's
good,
until
and then
the baby
come,
came.
and now you can't stand each other. And
I
now you can't.
think merging lives together, single people, or when a child has entered the picture, it's different. You know what I'm saying? And more often than not, men, I'm gonna give you your props. There are single dads out there. We salute you guys.
Mhm.
The woman is responsible for the kid.
Mhm.
We have to take
Yeah.
the kid, and a lot of people see it that way. The kid should be with their mama, like, but it's so hard knowing that you're now not even financially, because time to me is worth more than anything.
Yes,
Giving that time,
absolutely.
pouring into those children, setting the examples, that kind of shit is super important.
It's
You know,
priceless.
I don't need you to be the daddy that's putting money in the account. Well,
Yeah.
let me back the fuck up. I need you to
do
put money
need
in the
you.
account, okay?
However,
I need you to drop them coins. But what I don't need you to be is that is all you are.
That's it. Because
You
that
understand what I'm saying?
doesn't-
Because the
yes.
time is very important.
And the kids
I
don't
try to
know any
I try
better.
to teach my son, like, show up, even if it doesn't mean 5 minutes, just show up.
Show
Them
up.
knowing you there. That's all I try to do, is be present. Your presence is more important than any present you can give to a child.
Yes.
You can't present them with anything better than your time,
Yes.
better than you being, there, better than you being forward with them, than the time that you can give. There's nothing better than that.
I remember one conversation. I was tucking my son in at night, and he was like, Mama, he was talking about one of his friends. And he was like, his father come pick him up from school all the time. And he was like, how come my daddy don't ever come pick me up from school? Now, at this point,
Having to answer those questions. Here we go.
and at this point, I was getting over lying. For
Yeah.
this nigga, right? Because I'm like,
Yeah.
look, motherfucker. Like I told him, hey,
Right.
okay, I'm tired of making up shit.
I can't do it no more. Yeah.
At some point,
You got to show up, please, because I can't
keep
keep saying, oh, well, he's working, he out of town, he couldn't make it.
I did a lot when we moved. I was like, well, we in Chicago and we here. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So then I got to the point. I said, well, maybe you should talk to your father
about
that.
it. Yeah. Yeah.
And so then I told him, I said, hey, you know how it makes you feel when your father is not there?
Mhm.
You just make sure you don't make your
You
kids
don't
feel
do that. Exactly. You be present in their lives.
I
Yeah.
did that. You know how that
Yeah.
makes you feel? You just make
Yeah.
sure that when you become a father, you don't make your kids feel like
Yeah.
that. And that was it.
It's unfortunate. I know for a fact that my son didn't have a relationship with his father. He didn't know him.
Right.
He's only been to visit his grave once. My son
Yeah.
is 33 years old.
Okay.
So I know there's some gaps that need to be bridged there. I know there's some work that needs to be done.
Yeah.
I know there's some feelings that need to be addressed, some hills that need to be climbed when it comes to that for him. And that's something he's going to have to do on his own.
Yeah.
But I know that affected, me raising him, because I can be honest with you. I don't know at what age I told him that your dad isn't he's not here. Maybe saying he's in heaven all the time. And he never really, there were times when he asked, oh, well, how come, they have their daddies. I don't want to go because I don't have no daddy, that kind of stuff. That was very hurtful and very hard to deal with as a single mom. And I know there are men out here dealing with that have lost the other party, but it was so crazy having to do that. It was so crazy having to do that. And I know people have to do that. We have another statement from somebody else. So y'all out there who don't have kids right now, I know you didn't get in the single parent line. So y'all, okay. So Tammy said time management, balancing being the nurturer and the disciplinarian, job flexibility before becoming my own boss. See, that's another thing. We out here trying to create and shit. You know, I'm just over here creating and shit.
Yeah.
That's it. Raising a man, puberty, like a man, like this is common for women who are raising young men. It's a third job within itself.
And man, can I say this? We appreciate y'all, but when you constantly telling us he need a man in this life, that boy need a man. Can't no woman raise no man. We know
can you
that.
Step up, sir? Are
We
you
know,
free?
like,
Are you
trust
free?
me.
Are you free on Tuesday at 7:00 to take him to practice? And then after that, pick him up and feed him and make sure he take a bath. And then he got to get up in the morning and he got to go to another practice. And then he having trouble in school because his grades are low. And now we got to do, I could go on and on and on. And I got to go up there to visit with the teacher. Then I got to go home and talk to him about his keeping his bird clean. Then I got to talk to him about wearing condoms and sex because now he in middle school, going to high school. And I got to talk to him about being respectful to women. And I got to talk, I mean, it goes on and on and on, but people aren't showing up. And it's easy for them to say. So we need to honestly, I know big brothers used to be a thing, but man, we need you guys to form more organizations, because I know there's some out there that are stepping up to help these young men, these single parent households that have young men that need the guidance, that need the support, that need somebody to be in front of them. You know what I'm saying? Or attempt to do so. I know there's a need for that here, everywhere. Like
it definitely is. It definitely is. Yeah.
Because you hear it all the time. You just struck a nerve. Like, oh, he need a man in his life. All he need. Well, come and fucking do it. Like,
it's like, nigga, I know that. Okay, tell me something I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
And then, and the other part of it is because if we have men rotating in and out the house, y'all talk shit about that too.
Yeah.
And so no.
When I'm trying to vet these motherfuckers and see which one gonna work out, I'm a hoe. Or I got too many men. I got too many. But one of the things I didn't do with my son is I didn't have men around him at all. Like he never saw a man for a long time until probably I moved in with somebody and we moved in with somebody. That's when he see, like, he probably knew I was dating or whatever, but I never brought a lot of men around him. That's because I was running through them motherfuckers for one. Okay. And secondly, judge your mama, not his mama.
Yeah.
So, and
but
secondly,
dating, because so there was one guy when my son might have been about 8 and we were in a strong relationship, right? Like he was always at the house. And then when we broke up, my son made a comment because we would watch movies all the time together. And my son made a comment and was like, well, how come he ain't here to watch the movie with us? And it kind of clicked. And I'm like, when relationships end, do the kids go through the heartache like we go through that heartache?
Yeah.
And ever since then, even though he had not
but
we
still
were meeting everybody,
but
still
he wasn't
meeting nobody after that. Because I'm like,
it's hard.
One thing if you play with me,
it's hard.
Kids.
I was in a relationship with Willie. These names are created to protect the innocent. Allegedly, the nigga was innocent, but no. So I was in a relationship. My son was younger, and it was the first time I had lived with my son with a man. And they were really cool. They had a great relationship. He was a really good guy with my son. He was good with doing stuff with my son, like made sure my son was good. And, I trusted him. It was great. And then when we broke up, it was like, nothing. So I was like, okay, so I'm not letting that shit happen again, because you gonna get him. And then when the nigga moved, he took all the stuff but my son's stuff. Like he took my stuff. He took the curtains. Who the fuck take curtains? Like, I'm just saying, like
petty.
I'm just saying, like, so it just happens. Like having people around your son. You have to be careful. You have to be very selective to have people around your children. Because you don't know how long they're going to be around. You don't know, what type of people they are around children. They may have children, but you don't really know them yet, So people do it quick though. People do. I'm not for the bringing your kids around everybody, and you could tell that with these grown ass niggas that introduced me to their mama real quick. Like, nigga, how many girls you done introduced your mama this week?
And
you know what I'm saying?
A lot of boys, they not just boys. Girls and boys, they will date based on what they saw, right? And because we're talking about single parents, but I'm also not an advocate of being in a relationship
Right.
that's toxic.
Right.
Raising these kids.
Right.
And you saying you
Exactly.
staying for
Because
the
they're
kids.
affected. They're
Exactly.
affected by it.
This
I
is
mean,
gonna,
they
this is
see,
going to impact their life.
they
and how
see,
they
and
date
it's
what
super
they
important.
accept.
And I try to tell my son with the multiple women that he's had to, you know, sessions with, clearly, you know, be careful about your communication with their mothers in front of them. You know, make sure that, you know, and I know it's easier said than done, but be careful how you handle their mothers, because they're watching it. They're watching it and they're learning and they see, and it's very important to some young men to see that their mothers are respected. You know what I'm saying? And that being the case, you have to, and that's why I try to tell him, just chill out. You know, you got to come to a common ground. You can't always be, you know, chill, motherfucker. No, in front of the kids, no. You know what I'm saying? Like, and hold your horses as hard as it is, to not say shit, you know, when you're mad at the other party for whatever reason. The kids are listening. They are paying attention. You know, I don't care what somebody says. I don't care how close you are to them, how cool a parent you are. They're listening to what you're saying. They're watching what you're doing. And that's one of the struggles of being a single parent. We always have to watch our damn selves. We're always having to check our damn selves. Like, we're on automatic check yourself mode. Always. You understand what I'm saying? Because we want them to do as we say and not as we do. But like, that's real fucking shit. Yeah. Like, that's a real thing. You know what I'm saying?
Funny story. My mom and my stepfather were married forever, right? And so after that relationship, after we broke up, he was in Houston with my mother, and they were talking about something. I think she said that her and my stepfather got into an argument, and my son told her, "That's okay, Grandma. Relationships don't last. Don't worry about it.
Relationships don't last."
And she said, "Huh?" And he said, "Relationships don't last. You'll see. Relationships don't last." And,
oh my God! As if she hadn't had any.
And so she was like, "Well, we've been married for like, you know,
forever,
like
right?"
He was like, "You'll see. You'll see.
You'll see."
And I'm like, "Damn."
What kind of example am I setting? Like, you'll see.
He had probably met two men. The guy was engaged to, and then that particular guy that we broke up. But I was like, I guess based on those two situations, he said, "Fuck that shit. Relationships don't last."
Yeah.
And when I hear him talk today, I'd be like, "Ooh, I fucked him up."
Poor baby.
Yeah, so
let's see what
my comment.
Yeah. So E now. Hey, Enal. Hey, everybody. I'm glad you guys were able to hop on. I appreciate it. Enal said, great discussion. I wish people take this serious. The seeds you sow will grow up exactly as you sow them. No matter the disagreement, you must keep it civil so the kids don't get affected. Like that, you hit the nail on the head, Enal. Like, I think that people don't take it serious. They don't want to set the example. They don't really give a shit about setting examples now. I'll be honest. These young parents, I'm just telling you.
And I think it's more so, you know, okay, fuck them kids. Okay. Yeah. Yes, I mean, that's
like we just playing though.
Right,
we just playing.
At the same time, that's after a certain age limit, or that's with restrictions, right? Because I do agree. Like I said, I didn't really live. I didn't have a social life, right?
Right.
And so when he left, it was like, well, what the fuck do I do with myself? So I do agree that you should take some time for yourself.
Yeah.
There are times where you should say, fuck them kids, right?
Exactly.
However, God gave us these kids, right? He made us the stewardess over these babies.
Yeah, this is what he gave us.
We have to teach them.
Like you said, this is our job.
This is our job, right? We have to teach them. And yes, they may do some shit that's totally opposite of what the fuck you taught them. However, at least you know you can sleep at night knowing you did what you were supposed to do.
Yes. Hey, let me tell you, like, we could go on. This could be a 3-day show. You know what I'm saying? But realistically, like for me, dating while having an adult child, we're like, my son really don't even give a shit. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I think he knows that I'm very particular and I'm not going to put myself in a situation or be in there too long if it doesn't suit me. He kind of knows my personality and knows how I am and knows what I'll put up with. You know what I'm saying? We don't really discuss that. I wish we were in that space where we could discuss relationships, not in detail.
Yes.
Because I dare tell him, like, I could say I've been seeing someone for a while and then not say anything to him, and then he'll probably mention it, eventually be like, wait a minute, you haven't talked about Willie in a while. I'll be like, it's all good.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? Like, that's me. I don't go into what that nigga wants shit. He probably, you know, that's not for him. Like, he ain't shit. So he knows how it goes. You know what I'm saying? So I want to talk to him about the stuff that I've learned from those relationships. I want us to sit down and have adult conversations about being responsible for someone else's feelings, about being responsible for somebody else's heart. Those are the conversations that I want to have with my son pertaining to what I've dealt with. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's 33 years old, so it makes a difference. Okay, we had an email. Let's see what it says. Rufus, 51, of Dallas, Texas. By being young mothers, do you ladies sometimes remind your sons that you are their mama, not one of their friends? Oh, child. How do you check them? Woo! Let me tell you.
Rufus, you talking to two Taurus women, too.
Yes, you are talking to two Taurus women. So how do you respond to that? Like, how do you,
I just recently had to him, hey, I understand. You might not have been in a good mood, but I'm your mama. I don't talk to you like that, and I don't let nobody talk to me. No fucking body talks to me like that. So you're not gonna talk.
You're not gonna do it. I don't allow anybody. Exactly.
Period.
Yeah.
Just raw and uncut. I ain't your fucking friend.
And that's how you have to address it. You don't. I don't let shit slide. Right. No. You're not gonna say anything to me or have a type of demeanor or energy, and you think I ain't gonna fucking say shit. First of all, let me tell you one motherfucking thing. What I'm not gonna do is tolerate you being disrespectful to me at any cost. And I've had to recently have that conversation with my son. I don't care how you feel until the conversation is over. You don't hang up this damn phone. I don't give a fuck. I'm not your homegirl.
And I feel
that's not, and you have to say it, because I don't know when you thought the conversation was over that you would hang up. I am your mother. You know what I'm saying? So you have to keep reminding them, like, it does not stop.
And I think because like what we talked about is being single mothers, right? And what the fuck we went through. I wish you would.
Exactly.
I wish the fuck
like I told you, if you only the
fuck
shit I had to do for you, and it's 33 years later, I'm gonna say it till he's 90. When he's 90, when he's 70, I'm gonna be old as hell. Do you have any idea what I had to do for you? You don't know how many. You don't know.
I wish the fuck you would.
I was about to say something.
Your damn mind. That's me. You done lost your damn mind. Oh, yes. So my son is a Gemini. So, you know, they be kind of moody. They go through their mood swings and shit. And like I told him, I am understanding, right? I understand when you having a bad day, you may not want to talk. I get that shit. I'm cool with that. Let me know that. Because what you can't do, and I had to explain it to him just like that, because what you can't do is talk to me any kind of way.
Exactly.
Because at the end of the day, I'm your mama.
That's what you're not going to do.
Now, if you say it's a bad day, it's a bad time,
then we could talk about it later. Yeah.
I get it. But that attitude shit, you don't do that to me. Because
you're not going to raise your voice. You're not going to raise your voice at me. You're not going to be sarcastic. You're not going to call me bro. I fucking dare you. That's what you're not going to do. I don't know who started that shit, but fuck y'all.
So can I?
The whole situation.
Maurice on your Tank Talk has a comment. He said, "How do you proceed when the children don't take to the guy, but you guys have a good relationship?"
Okay, so I'll start, because I've never had that, being as though I kept like the men away. So the few guys that were around him, I didn't see any dislike. I didn't see any distrust. I didn't see any weird energy when it relates to my son. He was only around two men as a young kid. And I think it started probably about 14 when he first started cutting hair. That's when I lived with the guy that took the curtains.
Yeah.
Some bitch nigga shit. I love you though. Hey. And then the second guy, who I was engaged to, and we're really good friends now, and we didn't get married, but we're really good friends. Our families are really close. Those were the only two men that he was around, and there was never any weirdness as far as I'm concerned. They never let me know that. So what about you?
So I'm with you, right?
Okay.
He has been around maybe 3 guys. Now the second guy that I was engaged to, he didn't tell me at that moment. And I didn't see
that there was
anything.
some friction or weird energy.
But after we broke up, he was
mentioned
like,
it.
He did.
That
and
he
I was
had.
like, well, why didn't you say anything before? Because to me, that's important.
Yeah.
Now, okay, Bree. So like, I guess it would be depending on the age, right? Because at 26, and then I guess it depends on the relationship too. Because the relationship that me and my son have now, I understand he's grown, right? And he's gonna go live his life. So mama gotta live her life. But the relationship that me and my son have, his opinion will weigh a lot on me, right?
Yeah.
Now, if it was a 26-year-old that this motherfucker just don't like nobody,
right?
That might
be a problem. Yeah.
But my son, especially like I said, the way that he is,
and you guys' relationship,
if he say he don't like you, it's a reason he.
There's there's a problem. Yeah. I probably would have definitely addressed it at that point. And thank you guys for jumping in. I appreciate you guys. Hey Eric, hey Jazz, hey Cheryl. You know, you on it. Hey Nora, hey cousin. Young men need mentors. With that said, how do you women make sure that your kids have a role model in their lives, especially for those whose dads are not involved? That's a good question. You know, I love that. I tried mentoring programs. Definitely. I hooked my son up with some great organizations. He's always been active. He was a brown belt in karate, believe it or not, when he was younger. He didn't pursue it. But I've always tried. And I feel like I know he probably picked up on something, and I'm being total transparent as a mom of an adult, a young adult. Like, I feel like I failed because during the introduction of the mentorships and things like that, I don't know if I should have followed through differently or, you know, addressed it a little differently. I kind of just was like, here, you should talk to this person, or you should do that. And knowing what I know now, having an organization myself, I know that the follow-up and the persistency and the commitment should be different. And I thought that maybe if I was hooking them up with good guys and they would take it from there, in other words. And I was young, you know, so I didn't know. Now I know better, and I definitely do better if that were the case. So finding mentorship is not easy, for one, because you have to know that the child has to have a liking to people. You're going to go through probably a lot of people before you find a good match if you have a mentor. But mentorship comes in different, you know, packages. So it's just a matter, like, how do you feel?
And I think too, it depends on the kid, right?
Yeah.
Because one thing about my son, I have 3 brothers. I had a stepfather and my father, right? So there are 5 men right there that he can go to at any point.
Yeah.
But again, we moved here when he was 6. So although he has a relationship and he loves my brothers, he feels more comfortable talking to me than them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, but they men, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, they're not gonna ever judge you. They're gonna keep it real with you just like I do. And he like, yeah, but I mean, and then even when it comes to my brothers, like they will talk. Like my brother, one of my brothers, he's like, listen, I ain't finna yell at him.
Yeah.
I'm not finna yell at him, and I ain't finna whoop him.
Right.
And I'm like, God damn it,
somebody got to do something. Exactly. Like it's like you want some, but we can't do it. I'm telling you right now. Look at them, Nikki. We can't do it.
We can't do it.
We don't want to do it.
And
we need men.
There was times where I would whoop the shit out of my son and then go in the room and cry.
Exactly, because the discipline is different. So Eric says, coaches, programs, etc. Those are great. And I agree with you. Thank you, Eric. Those are great ways to get men involved with young men. But unfortunately, we can't rely on the coaches at the schools, the people running the programs to raise and pour into our kids everything that they need.
No.
You know what I'm saying? If my son is playing sports, I still need there to be another role model that's going to pour into him from a different angle, because he's getting the sports, and that's going to give him some discipline, and depending on who the coach is, he's going to give him some real life lessons. But I want it coming from all fucking angles.
Yeah.
I need him to be bombarded with influences so that he sees that all he has to do is mold himself in the man he's supposed to be, but just use these tools and these resources to become that.
Because you need those real life experiences. That's one of the things that I was thankful for with him spending those summers in Houston with my stepfather and my mom, because he saw this man treating this woman a certain way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's awesome.
They went fishing together.
That's
They
awesome.
did, so he did, have those influences. He see the protection that my brothers provide. He has that friend, and like he said, he knows, because I think that's a very big thing with men and males, that they're not going to be judged. And so I think a lot of men have these barriers up, and especially with a young boy, right?
Right.
Because if daddy ain't here, how can I trust anybody? Right. I can't go to him. So how can I trust anybody? And so that wall has to be broken down. So you have these coaches, right? But they coach. And then after practice,
there's no more. Yeah, they go home to their families.
Football. They're talking about basketball. They're not talking about, hey, how are your
life
grades?
Exactly.
What's going on at school? They're not doing that, right?
And then the ones that are doing that, they're fatigued from pouring so much into the hands full of kids, because they can't reach everybody. They're trying, and we appreciate you guys. We appreciate you coaches, you teachers, everybody, principals, all the men that pour into kids, but we know that there's a limitation to that. But that's all good stuff. We appreciate you guys. Okay, let's see what we have. Another email. Let's see. I love this. You guys are doing great. Elaine 41 of Red Oak, Texas. Between both of you ladies, who will be married by 2028, your sons or you? Me, Elaine. Don't be starting no shit. Don't be fucking funny, because I think you try to play me close. That's what you're doing, Elaine. But that's okay. I'm going to let you make it. I appreciate you sending the email in, though, to my 2028. Bitch, it's 2023. Right. I'm getting married next year. I'm getting married. I promise you, God's going to send me my person. I am claiming it. I'm going to have my family, and it's going to look like what I want it to look like. This is not a woman speaking out of desperation. It's what I want and I see for myself. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So what do you feel about that? You or your son? 2028.
Okay, so 2028, I don't know. I don't know if that's the year. It's
2023.
I've been saying shit. True shit. I thought I would. At first, I didn't know about my house. So I was like, no, I'm gonna do that when I get married. I've been in my house 15 years.
Okay, you ain't got married,
so
right?
I don't know, but I do know I'm probably gonna get married before my son.
Yes, definitely.
His ass, y'all gotta pray for him.
Yeah.
I be listening to him. I be like, oh shit.
But you never know. You never know. I have a little cousin, and I love my little cousin Jeremiah and Jabri, and they're about to have a new baby. They already have one son, Jack. So they're like 20. I think they're probably 26. They have their home.
But
they both.
What I've noticed about this new generation, they're not. The marriage thing, they will live together. Yeah. They will love each other. Yeah. They will be together forever, but they don't want to. They don't want to get married, really. And I think in my family that the bond is so strong that our children are doing it younger, well, at young ages. Because I have another little cousin, Joshua, and he got married. Him and his wife and their family. Hey, Derica. She's always watching. I love her. Yeah. But the union culture in my family is strong. Yeah. I'm probably the only cousin not married. Well, okay. Me,
like really
so funny. Like I was talking to me and my older cousin, right? We are the first two grandkids. Yeah. And I'm gonna say three of us. Me, my cousin, and my brother. I'm like, why the fuck we ain't never been married? They not us.
I'm the only. I'm telling you, I'm like the only cousin
Everybody else
of all the
they just getting married and
cousins,
shit.
and I'm like the oldest I'm the oldest grandkid, and the only cousin that's not married.
Yeah.
Although, I was asked 3 times, engaged once,
Yeah.
well, twice to the same
Yeah.
person, but it didn't work out. But it just it's different. Like the whole marriage
Standards,
thing for
maybe?
young people. The what?
Standards. Why is it that we have not made that move?
I think
And
I'm
it
just
don't look
waiting.
like it
I'm
no
just
time soon.
I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting for it to happen. Right. Because I'm over here single. These streets are not being nice to me. Let's just say, and I'm not in them heavy.
Yeah,
I'm just saying that, I don't know what's going on. I've been trying to realign myself as I fix myself in the chair. I've been trying to realign my whole shit, my whole life to try to position myself so that I'm receiving what's for me. The whole, getting my chakras aligned and all that shit. I'm doing all that, right? I'm aligned in my chakras. So I'm feeling like you. I'm like, okay, so when's it gonna come?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's more, I think more heavily about it than others. And then other times like I'm good, I'm good.
Yeah.
I never say I don't want to be. I never say I don't need a man, because none of us are out here not needing a motherfucker. Okay. We want somebody. Okay. We don't need you to survive, but we would like to have you here. Okay. Okay. Let's see what people are saying. Marriage is not for everyone. Some people are not tolerant enough. LOL. Have you been married before? Can you tell us your situation? Because you put a laughy face after that. And you are right.
Yes.
Marriage isn't for everybody. I have friends who say they don't want to be married. Friends who've been married before, of course. And then I have friends that have not been married. And they say that it probably just won't happen.
Because they have been. So most people that I know that have been married, they're like, oh,
they don't want to. Yeah. They for the streets.
It's
but it is okay.
Like,
and then some of them are like, I'm okay with just finding a partner. I'm like, okay, but I want a partner I want us to build together. Not saying that two people can't build together and not be married, because I see it happening all the time. We see it happen. Kudos to you guys. I just want that partner to be my husband. We're not going to get into no piece of paper, no law, no partner, business transaction, none of that. It's what I prefer.
Right.
Have we what? Yeah. Have you been engaged before?
Twice.
You too?
Yeah.
Okay, so you go first, because mine is funny. You go first.
The second one, and I often forget about this. I have a wedding dress in my guest room in the closet. That's how close
so you were close.
Yeah. But
why didn't you ever sell it?
I forget about the shit.
Girl, you know what you can make? You can make a really cool. You can make a really cool bustier or something and wear it. Yeah.
Like I don't think about it until
I would sell it or make something else. I would make like a cool white bustier to wear. Fuck that dress, right?
Because listen, that I dodged a bullet.
Yeah,
so
I get it.
And it's just like, whew.
I get it.
All those memories, everything that came with it. I mailed the ring back to his ass.
I didn't give nothing back.
Leave me alone, please.
So I was asked when I was younger, on 2 separate occasions by 2 separate people, and I declined because I was in my 20s, my early 20s. I knew I didn't want to do it then.
Okay.
I was seeing the world. I didn't want to do it. And then I was engaged to the same person twice. Yeah. So we were
end up being your husband.
So we were we were engaged, and then we broke up, and then we got back together, and I think we were to get engaged again. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of like, put this ring on. It was so funny because we were going to do some business in Houston. Where I was representing his company, and it was kind of like, oh, we back together, put this ring on. I was like, nigga, what? In the car? Like, you need to get on your knee again. You need to pull this motherfucker over at Buc-ee's and go here to the back. Give me some jerky and a Red Bull, and come on, do this shit right, nigga. This is not. But yeah, so but hey, B, that's my friend. We're such good friends now. Our families are really close. But I was engaged twice to the same person. Like, and I said no to 2 people because I was too young. So I think like I know it's gonna happen. And I just want to be ready. And I don't know if there's such thing as being ready. Like I just want to be more aware of what what's required, what I'm bringing to the table, what I want. And I'm building that basket with all these frogs I'm kissing. I'm sick of these fucking warts on my lip, kissing all these damn frogs. So let's take a break real quick. We're going to take a break real quick. When we come back, I got a few questions for Mz Nik. And we're going to see our, before we go, also, we're going to see, when we come back, we'll see our featured Bob, which is our Black-owned business here. So we're going to take a pause for the cause. We'll be right back, guys. About juggling life, business, the children while single parenting. We've been talking about the statistics of single parents. Like, I mean, how do you sum it up, single parenting? Like, how do you sum it up? Like, how was your experience and what did you take? If someone asks you 2 key takeaways from your experience and your journey as a single parent, if you want to narrow it down to a parent, a mother to a son, what are 2 takeaways?
Character building. It definitely showed me what I was built.
Who you were.
It definitely showed me that, baby. When I tell you, and because of that, so like I said, when I moved here, he was 6, and everybody was like, "You moving to Dallas and you don't know nobody." And I'm like, you know what? God got us, right?
Yeah.
And so it made me say, it ain't shit I can't do.
Yeah.
You know,
trust me.
You put
trust
your foot,
me.
You tie your bootstraps up and make it happen.
I'm telling you, as a young mother, with the help of my family, I moved to 3 different cities other than Dallas, New York, Miami, and Houston, 3 of the biggest cities in the U.S.
Yeah.
Because I was, my son was older, by the time I was going, but I was able to have the support I needed. And like you, I felt like there was nothing I could do. I didn't want to let the fact of me being a single mom keep me from living my life.
Facts.
Because I see it happening to young women when I'm talking to them and mentoring with them. I see it happening, like having a child, they feel like the world is over because, they done broke up with the baby daddy.
Which is,
so what I'm saying?
You feel like it's so major.
It's over. The world, your world has ended. Like, because people feel like that. They feel like, he doesn't want me anymore. But I tell you what, if I could say anything to the young women who are making it happen every day, you guys are doing your best to raise your children with what resources you have. Kudos to you guys who keep reaching for more resources. I would say just make sure you know that you're capable of any and everything. Your capability is not limited to what you've been through, what you've gone through, where you've been. You guys, you can do it. You're talking to two women here who have successfully raising and raised young men. And our stories are completely different. In some ways alike. You know, you guys heard us talk about, compare and talk about the differences in our relationships with our sons. We shared a lot of similarities while raising them. It's possible, you know.
I got a whole testimony, and you know, I often like to tell, especially young girls, you know, sometimes we think it's over, right? Like you say, it's like, what the fuck? There were times where I had enough money to buy one of us something to eat. And my baby can't starve. So I'm gonna buy him something to eat.
My God.
I eat the fries.
My
you
God.
know what I mean? There were times I had to call off work because I ain't have enough money to get gas to make it through the rest of the
gas because I called off work because I didn't have gas to get there.
See what I'm
like
saying?
It just.
There were times, baby. But I remember when I bought a house at 30. I still don't be knowing how I did half of this shit. New build house, right? So this was at 30. My son might have been, 10, 8, something like that. So when I was engaged the second time, we were looking for a house. And I'm riding around and I'm looking at houses and I'm asking my son, you know, what do you think about that? And he said, somebody done already lived there before. I said, what you mean? He was like, I don't want to live there. Somebody done already lived there before. And I said, that's normally how it goes.
How it goes.
Baby, we was blessed.
Exactly.
He made a comment one day. We rich, ain't we? Nigga, hell, where the fuck you get that
what do
shit
you mean?
from?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And these were times when I was struggling.
But he saw you as being able to pull off anything. And when you struck a nerve, like I was literally over here, tears dropping out of my eyes, saying, you know, as trying to make it work, you know, no gas in the car. I thought I was the only one who did that. Like called into work because made up an excuse. I wasn't going to say I didn't have no gas to get to work. But I didn't have the fucking gas to get to work. And I probably had a sick day and it was Thursday. The next day was Friday. It was payday. So I wanted to show up for work for them. I knew I'd get money in my account so I could get some gas, then spend the rest of it on bills and what groceries. Come on now.
And my father would probably, especially if he listened, like literally get pissed off. Like you ain't say shit, but I did. Like I'm just not the type to. Like
never.
It's my problem. I'm gonna figure this shit out.
And I only went to ask for help when it was like my last resort. When it was like do or die, nothing like. You know, and it was for me, I was so blessed because it was always with open arms, like, because you always make it happen. Don't be ashamed. And that's why I say to people now, like, ask for the help you need.
Ask for the help.
As a single parent, a mother or a father, ask for help. Don't let your pride put you in situations that we were in. You know what I'm saying? We didn't ask for help. We had to call off work and use sick days. Ask for help. You need that damn PTO.
Yes.
Ask for help if you need help. There's so many resources, but if you get ahead of yourself and be smart about it and reach out to people, and it doesn't have to be your family. There are organizations who help single parent households with situations, whether it's home, whether it's rent or groceries or whatever it is that you need. It's okay if you need help. We've all been there. You're gonna need it.
Ironic. I wasn't making a lot of money, but I was making too much money
to get assistance.
Like, what the fuck? Like, how do y'all determine?
I was making $1 more than I should have to get food stamps. Okay. And then I signed up for the damn housing list for 30 years. And my number still ain't came up. I'm like, what the fuck? Dallas Housing Authority, like, it's 30 years. He's 33 now. Y'all still ain't called me about that damn application. Like, what is the situation?
But we say all of that to say, don't give up. I remember T.D. Jakes preached a sermon, and it might have been a guest that was there at the church that Sunday. And he was saying how you in the middle of the pool and you feel like you drowning. And he like, if you stop, you definitely will drown. But if you keep going, you'll make it to that other side. And so that's the point. Don't give up, because yeah, that shit get tough. It's to the point now where, you know what I mean? And again, my son, thank God, like he didn't feel it, right? Like he could have. But it also motivated him. You know, when I got my bachelor's degree, he was like, I'm so proud of you, mama.
Aww.
And I didn't really think he got it, right?
Yeah.
And so now, like once he graduated and he heard his friends complaining about going to school, he was like, listen, my mama was taking care of me, working and going to school. So you ain't got
none, because you don't have any of those first two things.
All you doing is
going to school. Right.
So you think that they're not looking, but they are. Right. And again, it's character building. It literally shows you what you made of. Just keep going. Them kids, even though they may not appear to understand right now, they may not appear to get it. Trust me, they will. When 2025 hit, they're gonna be like, you know what, mama, you make that shit happen.
Yeah. And that's the glory we get. You know, that's to be able to have this testimony right now.
Yes.
And be able to say that we survived a lot of stuff. Single parenting is not easy. And we know it's not. Kudos to those of you who are pulling it off. You men, you women, everybody, the villages that are making it happen for the children, and you're still single parenting. Like, it's not easy, but you got this. You know, we just want you to know that you're not alone. This could be a 3-day, you know, show. We could just go on and on with all the different. I tried to have one of my friends come on, but I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to do it and talk to the guys about how they feel. They didn't really chime in this time. When I ask about single parents, both men and women, I guess they kind of didn't see the men part. And then too, a lot of men don't want to talk about it. They feel like their pride and they're doing a whole bunch. You know what I'm saying? They don't want, you got to do what you have to do. Like, talk to us about it, because trust me, there are other men that want to hear your stories, that share the same experiences, and, you know, they do those things. So we have a few more. Now, who is like my number one fan. Hey, now, I'm gonna have to send you something, honey. The reason I say that is because marriage is a relationship, and some moments gonna be tough. Now, you must make sure that person compliments you in different ways. That's what keeps the glue together. Persistent. Hey, you didn't answer my question when I asked you if you were married before, or are you divorced? Are you married now? Are you a single parent? What's your situation? Let us know, darling. Hey, Adrian. Hey, Giao. I just think that it's super important. He was making that comment when we're asking about like marriage and, you know, being married and being engaged. Single parenting, period. It's not for the faint at heart.
It's not.
And kudos to you who are doing it. You're making it happen by any means necessary. Whatever your situation is right now, speak life to it. Speak joy to it. You got this. We're sitting here telling you, you're looking at us. We survived. I know sometimes my lipstick be all over here and they be like, girl, you so inspiring. And I be looking like a damn crackhead. Girl, I don't care. Give me till tomorrow. I'll get this lipstick together. Yeah. Yes, Don. Oh, my questions. Yeah. So, we're going to do it. Let's do it now. And then I'll ask Nick the questions in a little bit. So right now we're going to play a game called Next in Line. So let's see what's going on here. Okay, let's go. Number 1, can your man or woman go on a road trip from Dallas to Atlanta with their childhood opposite sex friend for 3 days and you know about them?
Road trip for 3 days? Absolutely not. Without me? For what?
Yeah, why would you be going?
Right. I mean, that's cool if the 3
I mean, are you guys going to a funeral from somebody y'all grew up with? See, I can put this in perspective. Because if you guys are just,
then I'm going.
It don't say just them two.
Yeah.
Okay, them two. Yeah, I probably would too. as long as it's not somebody they've been involved with or whatever, I think I'd be okay if it's for a situation, only for a situation that's like do or die. And Nikki like, nah, bitch. We're like, no.
Who was that? One of the comedians? I think it was Monique. Talking about when I leave this house,
You leave every
this
leave.
house.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Hell
That's
no.
true.
Because
Everybody
don't get me
leave.
wrong,
Yeah.
right? Sometimes we can be too trusting. And
Trusting,
it's not that
yeah.
it's not that I don't trust you.
Mhm.
We just not finna leave this shit open for
For no
and shit.
mishaps.
We ain't
Yeah.
finna play these games.
Yeah,
Don't worry
I
about
agree.
it. I love to travel, baby.
Yeah.
We can
Let's
all
go.
together. Don't worry about it. I'll ride with y'all. I have drive.
Trust me, I'm bringing the
fuck?
passports and the pussy. Okay, just
See what I'm
letting
talking
y'all know.
No,
I'm
y'all
just
ain't
letting
going
you
by
know I got
yourself.
all his
No.
shit. Okay, I
Where
got all
my
his
man
shit.
at?
I got his snacks. I got everything. Okay. All right. What's our next one? He in there laughing. If there is no oral sex, then there's no relationship. Oh, you're not talking to me though. Y'all not talking to me. Let me finish the question. If there is no oral sex in a relationship after 6 months, is it a deal breaker or no? I'm gonna let you go because I'm not gonna answer.
We're not gonna make it. We're
Okay.
not gonna make it. Like, we're not gonna make it. I'm sorry. No, none. What the fuck? Come on now.
First of all, the question has too many opposing situations in it. Okay, no oral sex, and then after 6 months, no oral
No.
sex. Like, if any question that says no and oral sex before it, like, I'm not even having that conversation because I feel like I'm too grown to be
And then
talking
we
about.
after 6.
I just
Come on,
some
man.
shit I feel like I'm
Don't
too
do
grown
it.
for, right?
Yeah,
I feel like
that's
some
a hard
things
one.
don't need, or some things don't need to be said. Like, what's understood does not need to be explained. Like, I mean, come on now,
Mm-mm.
y'all. You underdig what I'm saying?
So I'm gonna
Like-
marry this, and I'm signing
Yeah,
up for
like,
a life
no,
of no
so-
fucking oral sex.
So here's the thing. I hung out with a guy when I was younger. And when I say younger, it's probably like 10, 20 years ago. And I didn't realize until our like second or third interaction that he didn't like oral sex. No. He didn't give oral sex.
Okay.
Cause I'm like, well,
Yeah.
sir, my turn then came and went 2 or 3 times. And you ain't
What the fuck is going on
like,
here?
so I finally had to say, so do you not like it? I'm like, no, not really. Okay, well, I'm gonna talk to you
Okay.
later because what we're not finna do, because we
No.
grown as fuck. What we're not
No.
finna do is not. We
No.
don't ain't no you do me, I do you. It's what I prefer. Some people don't prefer it. I prefer it. I like it. I love it. Let's do it.
And it's
and it's
about
that
not
simple.
being selfish.
Exactly.
If
Like,
that's what the
you
fuck I like.
you want me to please you, but you expect for it. No, I'm
No.
gonna come from the jump. You gonna know what I like. I'm gonna know what you like.
Yeah.
This is grown ass stuff going on around
Yes.
here. We're not
Yeah,
children,
facts.
right?
Exactly.
So ain't no gonna
Exactly.
be no. Well, he don't like it, so I don't do it, or she don't
No.
like it, I don't do it. No,
who
we're not
at
doing
our
that.
age is saying
Girl,
that shit? If you
mm-mm.
still saying that's immature.
Just know if you come around here, you eating some cooch.
If you
just
ain't doing
know.
it, okay, that's
Just
fine.
know
But that's
oral
yeah.
sex and me come hand in hand. Okay.
It's just all.
I'm
It's
just-
just
what's
a
the next
part
question?
of sex.
Does penis? Why we giggling?
The size matter.
The size matter. Well, come on, Nikki. Go ahead, Nikki.
Yes. And let me say this. When I say the size does matter,
Why we
it
gotta
ain't got to
choose
be
this one?
10 inches.
No,
But it can't be a little tic tac.
No, I'm not dealing with no.
Don't let it be short.
Look,
and
you ain't finna
skinny.
come
Jesus
around here
Christ.
looking like you was baby dick. That's what's not finna
'Cause
happen.
that's just, I mean.
To answer the question, yes, size matters. Okay, it will always matter. Now, what size it is, we're gonna work with that because you can't just be nothing. You know, you can't be nothing. And you know,
Then
girth,
what's the point?
you definitely have to have length, girth, width, and you have to know what you're doing. Okay, because I ain't finna do all the work.
Is girth more important?
Is it? I think it has to be everything.
Yeah.
Girth,
'Cause
size,
if you
width.
this little and you can
There
be
ain't no
big,
this
but it's
little. We
still
was like,
what
do
the
you
fuck
do?
is
Do you
this?
do dick checks? Do you do dick checks? I do dick checks. Do you do
I
that?
do, but I be trying to
And
be
I've
discreet
always
about
done
the
it.
shit. Like I don't be like verbal.
I'm very
like,
discreet, but
yeah,
I've always done it.
yeah.
I'm always
'Cause
gonna get you.
baby, the worst
If I'm
thing-
into you if I'm into you, I don't care what date it is. So y'all quit like first date,
All that,
second
yeah,
date.
yeah,
Nobody
yeah.
cares about the shit. If we fucking, we fucking. I don't care if it's middle of the first date, after the first date. If I'm into
Yeah.
you and I'm gonna give myself to you, I'm a grown ass woman. I'm not expecting
Yeah.
anything. It is what it is. But I do dick checks. So what I do is if I am into you and I like to hug. I'm very touchy feely. That's one of my love languages, physical touch. I'm gonna get close enough eventually to where I'm gonna feel and see what's going on. Cause I'm gonna
And if
get
you
you.
don't feel
I'm gonna get
nothing.
you excited. How can you gonna be excited around me?
But if you don't feel nothing, then what you do?
I'm gonna try again. And then if at first you don't succeed,
He's like,
you try
ain't
again.
shit down
But
there.
I will. I mean, that's just something I do. I don't like disappointment. I don't sleep around a lot. I'm not
Yeah,
promiscuous, contrary to what others believe. I'm not very promiscuous at all. I'm very sensual. I'm very sexual. So I'm very careful of my sexual energy. That's a whole nother show. So I'm very in tune with it. What's another question? If you could do a threesome, who would choose the other person, you or your man? Oh, me.
Yeah.
How about you?
Me. Yeah, it would have to be me.
Okay, so my threesome situation is I've tried it.
Okay.
I don't necessarily like it because I am selfish.
Yeah,
I want all the attention.
Yeah.
I don't want you over there on her for 14 minutes and come over here and me on 13. No, it's not gonna happen.
Be a problem.
Yeah, because I'm watching how you interacting with her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or if it's threesome like 2 men and me, like, that was fun. But
And see, so I've never done it, but I'm such an asshole.
Yeah.
That if you ask me to do it, that's what it's gonna have to be.
Yeah,
2 men.
2
in
men.
This motherfucker.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's my preference for threesomes. Like don't y'all start inboxing me just yet. Because I opened up the portal. But
like for me,
Dad is cracking up in
I'm
there.
a selfish lover.
I am. I'm very selfish.
So
I
would
want
be
all the
like- I'd be looking
attention.
like, what the
I give a
fuck?
lot
Like,
of
I would be-
attention. I'm very attentive.
Yeah,
So
yes.
I want all the attention. So
Yes.
the threesome life didn't work out for me. So that's just that.
Yeah.
But what I personally, if I'm gonna do a threesome, I would rather it be 2 men. I'm not into women,
Yeah,
although I can
yeah.
appreciate a beautiful
Yeah,
woman. I
yeah.
think when I go to the strip club, they think I like women, but I really don't.
Yeah.
I just be in there playing with y'all, girl. It's just be fun and games. I be trying to get the money from the guys, half for you, half for me. Okay. That's it. I really I'm not into women, but what I said, I probably flirt with them in the strip club just to have fun. But men, that's my thing, you know.
Exactly.
I mean, so yeah.
That's the end of that one?
You are next in line. That was cool. I like that.
fun.
That was fun. So right now, guys, what we're gonna do is I told you guys that I would feature, although I missed a Monday, I would feature Black-owned business, which I will continue to do this, even though it's Black History Month is ending. I think it's really important. Although I would feature businesses from other cultures. It doesn't matter who you are. But today we are featuring a Black-owned business, and it's candid by Kenny Michelle, which is owned by my friend Kanika. There's my friend. Hey, Kanika. That's KK, y'all. So she owns Candid. You guys, please log on. All the lips you see me wearing, the majority of the time, if I'm not wearing Just Be Beauty, I am wearing Candid by Kenny Michelle. And there's shades for every shade. My shade tonight, I don't remember the name of it. I know she's on here, but I can't remember the name of what I'm wearing. But people always compliment me. I wear matte lipsticks and lip glosses because I don't like my shit coming off. So tonight I'm wearing that. You guys go support her on Instagram. The link to order is there. There's Kanika. Kanika is a single mom.
Okay.
And her business is fairly new, and she's breaking into the beauty industry. And I am super proud of her. She's a really shy person, but she realizes that her creativeness is bigger than what her fear is. And I love her for that. So Kanika, congratulations to you on your business. Did we have her information to show, or was it just on there? So you guys follow her on Instagram. I'll be posting more of her stuff as we as we move along. Eno got some stuff to say. Okay, he say pussy size matters too. What say you men? What say you men who think that the ocean and the most
That might be a topic.
Yeah,
for
that's a whole nother subject. We'll talk about that. Yeah, that's the size does, and I'm sure size matters to men. And we're gonna thank you for that topic because it does. And me and Nikki will both address it on our show.
And wait, and then
trust
you
me.
can talk about the vaginal. What is it?
What I do? Oh, I don't do restoration. I know somebody who does, but I do V steaming,
yes,
which helps to detoxify the cooch, and that's another service that I offer. So you ladies, make sure you're getting your cooch detoxified, and don't be walking around here getting up with your chair smell after you leave, because that's the worst. Y'all gotta know y'all chairs be smelling when y'all be getting up, and that whiff be hitting us across the nose. So, but so how can people reach you tonight? This has been amazing. I appreciate you coming on. I love you so much.
Whenever you need me,
I love you so much. It's always good to get two adult people from different backgrounds, from different areas together to bring someone a great show. And I appreciate you tonight. I mean,
absolutely.
So you guys have to know. So I was a guest on Nikki's show, Nick at Night. You guys go follow Nick at Night.
Mz Nik at
Night. On Instagram.
On Instagram. All social media is Mz Nik at Night.
There you go. You guys can see it on the screen. So listen to this story, guys. So I was a guest on Nikki's show, and I thought it went well. I loved it. And I had thought about doing a podcast before, but I was talking about like in my bathroom with my ring light, not with all this professional shit y'all see around here. You guys just have to know there are these lights in here. It's good lighting and stuff going on.
Yeah.
But so I was a guest on her show, and come to find out, like I'm the fourth person that has gotten a show because of you. Congratulations to you being the trailblazer around here. I love that. I love it.
One of the things, like what you were saying earlier, it's like, and even in getting guests, right? People be like, "Oh, it's on camera."
Oh yeah.
Like, once you start talking,
you forget.
You forget. Like, I don't know what the fuck the camera.
You don't know the
is.
camera is. I have to remember to look over there because we be talking. I get to moving, and I'm real dramatic, so I be over here doing voiceovers and shit and moving around. So I appreciate you, and congratulations on your 2.5 years with your podcast. So real quick before you go, they saw how to reach you. Any plans for your podcast? What's next for Nick at Night?
Just keeping it 100, keeping it straight.
Keeping it going.
Yeah. Interesting conversation. We have a ball. And Don has tried to cap the show on the time. We just
it's hard.
Rolling.
It's hard.
And it's never ended. Like it's just, especially maybe because the dating scene, the way that it is so. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Because I keep it.
So welcome to the cussing side. Yeah, because baby, like it's a word or two. I mean, I love the Lord, but I cuss a little. Yeah. So yeah.
And that's how it was. Like,
that's
people
awesome.
would literally be inboxing me, like, when the next After Dark show? And I'm
like,
that's
awesome. I love it. I love it.
Okay.
It was such a pleasure being on with you. And I'm so honored to have you tonight because I love your energy. It's always great. The content is good.
We kind of bounce off each
we
other.
We do.
And we
from the time we met, and we didn't even meet. We didn't even meet because of the show. We just met. Like,
and just clicked.
We weren't even in Dallas.
Just completely
clicked,
like,
and we're both Tauruses. So you guys look out for future collaborations with Mz Nik, of course. And her show comes on Thursday. So we missed National Margarita Day. We missed it. So we didn't miss it. Y'all just didn't see us.
Exactly. Okay. We was drinking margaritas.
So it was awesome. So did you partake?
Yes, absolutely. I was at home though, but yes.
So I was too, although I walked to a little restaurant in the neighborhood because I live, over there in a little shop. So It was a lot of fun. So happy belated National Margarita Day. Y'all look and see what day it is. See, these are the pictures that were supposed to come up earlier when I talked about going to the arcade.
Oh,
y'all see, that's me and my 2 oldest grandkids. Robert, the big one, he's 14. DJ, who they say is me, he's 10. That was us yesterday. So I spent the day with my grandkids yesterday. I was tired as fuck. I didn't want to do nothing, but they won't not let you live it down. And I have to keep my word, because sometimes your word is all you have. And so that was a little recap of them. So this has been amazing. Thank you so much for coming. You guys make sure to follow me on Tank Talks on Facebook and Miss Tank Talks on Instagram. And we will see you guys next week. Have a great night.
Bye.